self-affirmations. Welcome.
What?
It's the latest episode of What Did I Miss? That's how we're starting the show.
The show starts just like, yeah, Gabe looks like crap, whatever.
Yeah, it's like an F1 race. The last lap just starts. You don't know when, you don't know how, and you don't know how it's going to finish. But here we are. This is Monday morning after, yes, the culmination of what was a, I'm sorry. Did you want me to start with football, Gabe, or pretend to start with football? But no, you're not going to, because globally, the story yesterday was F1. Everything, winner takes all. Came down after 21 races to the 22nd race. I told you this last week. Verstappen versus Hamilton. Hamilton was winning the entire time, so much so that the broadcast even sounded like, all right, let's just get this over with. Everybody was done. They'd all resigned themselves to the fact that, and then chaos ensued. And it's probably, I would guess, one of the more controversial, if not the most controversial endings to a season, seeing as it's my first officially full season. I thought it was perfect. The season was chaotic. It ended chaotically. Max Verstappen's your world champion, no matter how many times Mercedes protests. And it's awesome. And I feel good about it. How did you guys like the race? It was pretty early on the West Coast, so you had to get up at what, 5?
Yeah. I was up. I had the alarm set. I had my espresso machine going. I was getting into it. You know, you can't run an F1 race without me tuning in. No. And, you know, Verstappen got the W. Which of course was what I was rooting for, right? I was rooting for Verstappen.
You were.
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like, right? Isn't he the guy with like a little more zhuzh? Doesn't he have a little extra on him? He's
got a little robot tendencies, like a lot of people sort of talk about it, but the way they talked about Schumacher a little bit, like once they get on the track, it's maybe less personal finesse, more one goal and that's it kind of thing. Whereas Lewis Hamilton is, you know, he's been doing this for a long time. He's been the best for a long time. He's much more See, I find him to be fake humble, which is not my favorite trait in a human. Like, for example, when you lose a race like you did yesterday and you lose the entire season and you're angry about it and you know your team is going to protest because they think something really unfair happened, you don't do that post-race interview and then go, hey guys, remember, we're still in a pandemic. I just want to wish everyone a happy holidays and be safe. Shut up. Like, it's not about, it's like he's always in a pageant and he's always answering a question in a pageant. And it's just, I don't know. It's not my favorite thing.
It just sounds
he's
like
not my favorite guy.
Trained.
Like, I respect him.
Overly.
He's just, and I hate media trained. Just be authentic. And if authentic is, you know, not that good sometimes, we're okay with that too. But remember, guys, happy holidays. You just lost a race in the most controversial way a person could have. And you're going to tell me have happy holidays and be safe? Do you even care if I'm safe, Lewis? Do you? No, you don't. Because meanwhile, you know, behind the scenes, they're fuming and they're yelling and they're screaming and they're filing all these petitions and all that. Anywho.
They did, right? They filed a bunch of petitions. This thing was disputed instantly.
Yeah. See, what happened? The problem was, it's weird because I think on the one hand, the stewards were trying to let this be a race, let this be an auto race and just end it that way. But it's impossible to do in 58 laps. Like, stuff happens. So even at the beginning of the race, there was a moment where Lewis kind of got away with a little one and the Red Bull team was like, wow, what's going on? And there's just so much whining on the radio that it's actually kind of comical. You couldn't see that a Latifi was going to crash into the wall, lap 54. And so, you know, I think they wanted to try and stay out of it, but weirdly and oddly enough, they ended up being the whole story. The stewards will be the whole story about how this thing ended yesterday. And look, luck. If we've learned anything about sports, sometimes
I don't think it's luck though.
And I think that's what
I'm gonna step in here.
You don't think Latifi crashing into a wall?
That is luck, but what happened afterwards with the safety car and all that,
not for him, but
not luck. That feels weird to me. I don't like it. I don't like that he said, like, his quote. It felt petty to me for him to be like, finally I had some luck. And it's like, the luck is that someone else crashed. And then, like, Hamilton had built up like an 11-second lead, I think, a 12-second lead or something like that.
Oh, he was.
And then, but they allowed cars, and I'm going to mess this up because I'm still learning a lot, but like, they allowed cars to pass the safety car, but only the ones that were in between the two of them. So it put Max at like a crazy advantage to then be able to win. I don't like that.
Yep.
Why did, no.
They basically made it though, like, as if the lapped cars were, I mean, it was, I know, but wasn't it kind of it's appropriate? The season came down to one race. The race came down to one lap. Like it was almost, I know people are like, oh, I guess you're new to the sport. Yeah, well, I am, Sherlock. I am
America
new to the sport.
is.
And secondly, like the season was chaotic. Like usually from all the things I've learned is that these seasons are usually over with by like race 10. Like Lewis Hamilton has, of the last however many years, already won the season by like race 10. So for me, a season like this where it came down to the wire and then the race came down to the wire, I don't know. It just felt very
I love that. I agree.
And so whether you liked it or not.
I love that everything
like,
came
awesome.
down to like the, you know, it's like what you dream of as a kid, right? It's like the winning free throw,
Yeah.
ninth inning, bottom of the ninth, all that stuff.
I love seventh inning home runs. They're the best.
Lit. But I just wish it wasn't
Gabe.
that way.
Gabe, are you going to really sit there and tell me football? You could tell me football yesterday was better than this ending of the season. No.
I
No.
mean, from the moment it began till the moment it ended, every single second of it was more interesting to me. Yes.
No, that's not true at all. Like what happened yesterday that was shocking? Give me one thing that happened that was shocking in football yesterday.
I don't know about shocking, but I mean the Chiefs. How about the Chiefs? The Chiefs.
Oh, they're good? Is that the new? Well, hold on. Beep, 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 beep.
No, not that
They're good again.
Not good again. They might be better than they ever were after everyone shoveled a giant pile of poop on top of them. And the Raiders, their supposed rival, that's only a rival that goes in one direction. The Raiders, who, remember, took buses around the stadium after they beat them in the regular season last year. They got super petty. And then this year, they tested it. They went out to the middle of the field and posed on the logo. And you know what the Chiefs did? They stripped on the first play and ran it in for the touchdown. They beat them by 40.
Yeah, it was kind of an embarrassing final score. Well, okay, so here's the thing about petty, which is kind of what we want to talk about today because it is one of the best parts of sports. It's also, in my opinion, one of the best parts of being human because you don't have to be an athlete or a fan. You can just be petty all the time. And so when is it petty and when is it just stupid? Because I feel to be petty, you need to be good. Like you need to be petty and then go out and crush. If you just go out there and stomp on a logo and then get your ass handed to you, I think you just look dumb. Like really just not thought out at all.
It's a fine line between petty and stupid.
Like that one feels stupid to me. Like what were you thinking? Why?
In that case, I have absolutely no idea what they were thinking. And it obviously backfired. But so here's the question. You get into this like whirlwind, right? So then what did the Chiefs do? So they absolutely humiliate them. And then they played Wheels on the Bus into the stadium after the game. They just re-raised. They were like, okay, we see you're petty. We're going to up the ante, which means, maybe it's going to swing back again, except when you're great. When you actually are great, you can be petty because people can't do that's about it.
They can't do anything. Like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, by the way, it's not just this weekend that he just petty, right? Like he got fined
petty
for
officer
cursing
Kevin
at a
Durant.
fan and then yeah, it's like he has been petty. The minute he confessed to having a burner account, however many years ago that was now, to me that's petty 101. That's petty in the age of social media, which is probably one of the bigger canvases for which, you know, we get to see whether it's hashtags, you know, Joel Embiid hashtagging people back in the day, liking a tweet or a post that rips your enemy / rival apart. Like these are all such passive aggressive, petty things. And I was trying to figure out if there has ever been a case of petty that I didn't approve of. And I couldn't think of one. Even if I don't like the person doing it, I respect the petty.
Interesting. I've known you a long time, and I'm trying to think of any example of you. I want to find you being a hypocrite here. I feel like you are always consistently pro-petty.
I love petty.
I think this is one thing that's been true about you forever.
Right? Petty is like petty. First of all, it takes a little bit of intelligence to be truly good at petty. Like you said, bringing it back full circle with the Wheels on the Bus. So that means one person at least has been sitting on that, just stewing and waiting. That's awesome. Like for me, that's awesome.
That also means also pre-planned pettiness. Remember?
Yes, premeditated.
The person who plays the music at the stadium, that guy doesn't have like rights to do whatever he wants. He had to run that up a flagpole or two. That might have even got to coach. Like, are you okay with us doing this? And he was
like,
like,
yes.
If we win big, sure.
Right, if we win. Like, that's the caveat that probably the Raiders need to maybe do a little more research into. Like, maybe we don't do it before the game.
Or when our team is
Maybe
bad.
we wait. Yeah, like, this isn't the year, Raiders. This is a bad year for you. Just, it's over. Just chalk that one up to done. But I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe Urban Meyer, although, so the Urban Meyer stuff that's been coming out about ripping his staff, which didn't he hire them? I don't like. I really don't. I'm not a big Urban Meyer fan by any stretch. But for me, I was trying to figure out: is Urban Meyer petty or is he just a jerk?
Why not both?
Because I don't think those are the same. Because I don't know that ripping your staff falls under petty more than just.
I think the petty part of Urban was the post-game handshake in heavy quotations there. Like, Vrabel was on his staff at Ohio State. Presumably they've like shared many meals. And it was, very cold, barely a handshake, if their hands touched at all.
But is that petty or just being a jerk?
Not shaking someone's hand at the end of the game that you know that you have a personal relationship is petty. I think the lining your coaches up and having them defend their resumes and telling them that I'm a winner and you're all losers, defend yourself, that's just jerk.
Defend yourself. I think maybe, okay, so then maybe that's where my line is. Like, I guess I have levels to petty. So I like petty that's imaginative and like brings things back full circle. And like, to me, just being an ass is not.
Yeah, like clever petty.
That's just somebody I don't like.
Yeah.
Right. I like clever petty. All right.
Can I
figured
throw
it out.
some clever petty at you then and see where this lands on your petty spectrum, which pole of the petty factor you're in? So this one's a little older, but I noticed this while we were thinking about today's show. So apparently some politicians in Oklahoma renamed the final 3 inches of the highway leaving the state as it heads west. They renamed those 3 inches after Lincoln Riley because they didn't like the way he left town. So they want
double entendre.
Remember that?
Yeah, we're going to leave that.
Fair enough.
But yes.
Good for him.
P-word topic. I wonder where are you on that level, petty? And also, like, if you have the ability to back up your pettiness, does that factor into what you're willing to tolerate?
So I do like, okay, let's just take out of this the fact that like you'd think senators had better things to do, right? We all agree on that.
Incredible
That's
irony.
fine. So for the sake of the story, yeah, we're throwing that out. But it's brilliant. Like because now you're your public enemy number 1 in that entire state. You went from like hero to zero, as the kids used to say, in the span of like literally 24 hours. And so I do like, I put it this way. If I was some sort of politician or anybody with an ounce of power, I would probably use that 90% of the time doing petty stuff versus actually doing things that are helping anybody.
It's probably best if you sit this one out.
Run for Congress because I feel like you'd fit in great with 430 something members of Congress right now.
For sure.
Go for
I'd be like, yeah, these are interesting topics, but where are we on renaming things ironically so that people feel bad about themselves?
I could see you doing more of
good.
Yeah, so to me that's good. Like, I'd like to introduce this bill, and it's like the acronym spells something out that's like FU, whatever. Like,
yes,
that's where I see you.
Yes,
there was a congresswoman who did that, and she spelled it out to spell fart.
Hell yeah. Was it Katie Porter? I love her.
She's not. I don't think we want to get into this person. I don't think it's somebody who you're going to love everything she has to say. But
okay.
She went for an acronym that spelled out fart.
Withdraw that.
And
fart's funny.
Fart is
pretty petty.
You remember it.
I did.
You remember fart.
All right, let me ask you this to define the ends of the spectrum, and then the petty conversation may be over. What about Bill Belichick avoiding the opportunity to be petty? Bill Belichick was asked about, hey, have you watched that documentary that they keep on pushing about Tom Brady?
Is there a documentary about Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Have you heard the good word?
Yeah.
We know it's out there.
Well, can I be honest, though? I feel like his story hasn't been told yet, you know?
That's true. There's
so the more we can get,
questions.
the better we're all.
Yeah. I haven't heard enough about the 6th-round pick from Michigan.
He was once doughy. Now
so they
he's
asked
weird.
Coach about it, and Coach was like, it was an honor to play with him. He deserves all the credit for our success. He was a great guy. He went like all the way over the top praise.
Wow.
Because he knows Tom. If he went petty, he knows Tom creates these fictional chips on his shoulder. Like, he doesn't need that enemy. What if he plays him in the Super Bowl?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, it's also... It's funny because Belichick has his reputation is such, and very well earned, by the way, is such that even if he's being genuine, I don't think any of us believe he's being genuine. That's partly when you've lived your whole life as this weird, like, mind game playing guy with like a bunch of branches underneath you, and like all those people sort of do the exact same thing. It's like he might have been 100% sincere. But there's no chance in hell that I'm sitting here going, God, he really is a nice man complimenting. Isn't that nice? That's so nice. No, there's no way. I kind of love it. It's like when you live your life as a very sarcastic person, as I have chosen for myself, people don't believe me when I actually do give a compliment. So that's like, I feel like that's Belichick for different reasons, but sort of the same. Same, but different.
So like hidden pettiness.
Like a hidden, like, yeah, it's because you're right. He knows that Tom Brady would use that. Do I think he thinks those things? Yeah, I'm sure he does. But I just don't think it's in his nature to be so complimentary and flowery. And so when he is, it's like,
are we just playing into the whole like Belichick is like a
this.
chess master storyline by even having this conversation?
I mean, I don't know if he's a chess master or our bars are really low for, athletics and whatnot. But I do think he enjoys the mental aspect of a lot of this stuff, as he should. That's part of it, is it not? I mean, as a coach, you're not going to go out there and athletically do anything. Your whole thing is here. So I'm all in on it. But it's funny that he could have been 100% genuine. And we're like,
that's what I mean.
Petty.
That's what I mean. That's his narrative.
Poor guy. He's like actually being nice for once in his life. We're like, no way is he doing that. Yeah, no, petty. I'm in on petty. I root for it all the time. I think there'll be a lot more this week. As I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, Lewis Hamilton, I promise you, is going to do some passive-aggressive petty. If he hasn't done it already.
You don't think that Max saying he was lucky was a little bit petty? Like just a little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I like it. But I want Max to be petty. But I think Max is supposed to be petty because he's not pretending not to be. That's the difference.
Well,
how many weeks do I have?
Oh my gosh, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, you got a while.
No, it's like 3 months. Well, that's a while, I guess. But it's not like a year.
That's a while. It's forever. Plus, also, when does the Netflix show come out for this one?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, are they? I'm sure they're editing as we go. It's got to drop soon. Yeah. Why don't we know that? I feel like I should have had that on my calendar.
Send us a calendar.
Like much like Cobra Kai, December 31st. Yeah, I feel like this should be.
I also feel like we should probably get in touch, and they should know that there is a show, a very credible, serious show that talks about only the most important things going on in sports, that is focused on F1
Who's the
racing
show?
Here at
Are
the
you talking about us? Who's the show?
I was referring to you.
I was like, who's doing that show? Well, that sounds
like,
fun.
Let's subscribe. Let's have him on the show. New guest.
I'm gonna subscribe, review, and whatever.
Well, I mean, I don't know if F1 drivers are like athletes, but they're off season.
I'm sorry, what?
Gabe.
Being petty. You just told me it was okay.
What?
You said it was okay to be petty. I was being petty. I don't know
what. But you don't have a leg to stand on. You're not out crushing the world.
I can drive.
You're not like a world beater. What are you talking about? That's not how this works. We don't get to be petty towards people who've done more than us. That now we're just haters. See, there's I'm telling you, there's levels to this ish. Levels. We're losers if we are petty because what do we do, right? God, we do need a chart. Oh, where's Q? Can Q make a chart, or is he out crying because David Allen Greer roasted him for no reason? Okay. I feel good. Wait. Did I miss anything this weekend? Because I actually genuinely don't know if I did.
Yes. While the cars zoomed around the tracks in Abu Dhabi, a few things happened on the football fields. A few other very random, fun things bounced around the internet I know you missed, and we should definitely play them for you because you will have nice reactions, I assume.
Well, all right, so let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to find out if I missed anything. You know what I didn't miss is that god-awful Sex and the City reboot. All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back. As will always happen, I'm sure I missed something over the weekend. It's impossible to consume that much of everything. So, guys, I leave it up to you. What else did I miss?
Okay. I would love your thoughts here. So in the last couple of days, both Sports Illustrated and Time Magazine awarded their Athlete of the Year. So SI picked Tom Brady and Time Magazine chose Simone Biles. So my question for you is, who is right and why is it Time Magazine?
These are weird. Okay, I will just say this. They're very weird awards, because what does it really mean? Like the Simone Biles one I get, although that's a little controversial too, considering how her Olympic played out and how everything went down in that. Tom Brady, that's just boring, but I know that we're all amazed by what he's doing at his old age. But he's on the TV right now. Like, enough already. But anyways, so I get it. I guess I don't really, is this wrong? I don't care about either. Am I allowed to say that?
It's your show.
And I don't think they care either. Like, do you think Simone Biles was told, hey, Time Magazine named you the athlete of the year? And she was just like, oh,
I think Simone is so decorated that it's like, okay,
yeah,
thanks. Handshake, bye.
Thank you. Do I get anything?
I mean, she's incredible, obviously. Okay, so who's yours? Who's the Beadle Mag athlete of the year, 2021?
Well, I've been taking hot yoga classes a couple times a week. It's pretty athletic. At my old age of 46. So I don't know. I feel like athlete of the year is so different for everyone, because are we talking about their actual athletic ability? Like, who wowed us the most? Is it about success rate or winning? I don't know.
That is a good point. I think that both of those are different.
I don't have one. Do you?
I think both of those are different. Like,
They're so different.
Sorry. I mean, like Time Magazine's, I think, was a bit more about like her impact on society and the world and et cetera, et cetera. Versus SI is probably a little bit more like, he won the Super Bowl.
Do we think these awards are funny?
Yes.
Like, sometimes some people celebrate them. Like people like people in our business will celebrate being named, so and so under so and so, or by like some random website. And I'm always just like, how does that matter? Like, how does that matter? And how is it valid?
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter in the slightest.
Why is that guy gonna tell you who the best of anything is? Like, who's he? What'd he do? Like, it's just weird. Am I being petty or Haiti? I don't know. I can't tell anymore.
No, you're dead on here. I'm confused. So wait a sec. So they came out with the sports people of the year, but they didn't want to, like, they published before F1 wrapped. They didn't want to see whether it'd be Verstappen or Lewis.
Well, like, I mean, Simone Biles didn't even finish the Olympics, and she got it. So, I mean, I guess, hey, there are no rules to when you get named the
Gabe,
most
I'm
of
looking
anything.
forward to
It's whatever
3.5 months from now when we're on a Monday record and you bring up F1.
Yeah,
great.
but you know what? I might after February 12th or something. Like in March.
Like for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, that's it. My big Valentine's Day plan.
Let's do our big Valentine's Day. It's our special.
It's probably more romantic than anything I could think of.
Thank you.
No, I'm saying when football's over, I'll give it a shot. Why not?
When football's over,
I'm
can't do two things at once.
Racing.
Oh, good. Look, everybody. The Americans decided when his little football's over, he'll go ahead and tune in, maybe see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Good. Maybe you could check out this crazy game called soccer, or aka football, or cricket. I don't know.
Cricket.
These are all things that have existed.
Hey, guys. Soccer, footy is on my TV every weekend. I'm aware. I'm a man of the world. I just
see.
I don't want to watch cars drive around a track when I could be watching, the Chargers smoke teams. That's why I prefer that. Yeah, my Chargers. I've been a long time.
There's time. I don't know how your bandwidth works. I happen to be a genius, so I can do a lot of these things at once. I don't know. Try it. Try that.
I watched an entire league on Red Zone yesterday.
Flex.
Stupid. All right, fine. What else did I miss?
Here's something else you missed. Big card in the UFC. I know you're a UFC fan, Beat. So
yeah, I did watch that.
Amanda Nunes got beat. Big underdog victory for Pena. But the thing I want to bring your attention is Tai Tuivasa from Australia won his fight and then instantly did his signature move. He shot the boot, which is like a thing they do down under. Somebody threw him a shoe.
Are you kidding me right now?
Are
you kidding me right now?
What, because you know about it or you don't know about it?
Because I watch F1 and that's what Daniel Ricciardo does, because all Australians do. It's called a shoey. Get your life together, Gabe. Get your life together.
Take it away.
Are you insane?
He shot the boot. Would you?
No, that's disgusting. Feet are arguably one of the 2 to 3 grossest parts of the human body. Right? And the other 2 to 3 depends on who you are and what your hygiene levels are. So, like, that is nasty. But do I enjoy watching it as a fan of sport? Of course I do. And do I love Australians pretty much as a whole? Yes, I do. They seem to have the most fun on the planet, starting with drinking liquids from shoes. So disgusting. But that's the thing. Like Daniel Ricciardo, when he won, he like pours it in there. And by the way, this is like your race boot. Like there's no way that's not gross, sweaty, and nasty. And they throw it back.
Hate it.
Yeah, I'm into it. I think
no, you're
of
not
course.
doing that. No way.
You've seen the inside of an octagon. There's nothing clean or
I mean,
the
fair.
whole place is disgusting. So what's the drinking from a shoe isn't really like even in the top 3 grossest things you've just done.
But you don't know who's like, wasn't it somebody's shoe? Like, it's
You
not
don't-
his shoe, obviously. He's not wearing shoes.
Well,
so
what's
like,
better, your own shoe or somebody else's
Your own shoe.
well, definitely if I'm doing this, my own shoe. Oh,
Ugh.
really? That's like, what would you rather, like, I mean, I was about to say something really disgusting and infant-like in my, but yeah, like what's grosser, your farts or somebody else's farts? Your farts are fine. Sometimes, dare I say, enjoyable.
Yeah, I would agree.
Not yours, like your
There's
own.
our social clip.
I 100% know what you
Are you
mean.
wearing shoes now? Like I'm not wearing shoes now, or I would try it. But are you wearing shoes right now? And also, why would you wear shoes at home?
I'm not at home, Beadle, as you can tell from my background. This is a very professional environment that I'm working in. I've got my whiteboard that says Benifer 2.0 on TBD because I figured we would have a long time talking about the fact that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are back together. But
How
that
do you
wasn't
know?
petty
Like,
enough.
no, it's also old. Of course, they're back together. They're soulmates.
I don't know about things until it happens Lakers courtside. That's where I gather my information. Adele and Rich Paul, Lakers courtside. That's how I
fair.
learned.
Do you know how I know the world is lame? Is that people just now figured out that the Texans punter looks like Bilbo.
Oh.
Do you know how old that information is? And yet somehow yesterday
I
that
think
blew
that's
up?
like seasonal.
Anyways,
it's just
go
it
on.
it comes back every 18 months or so. It's a nice treat.
But like I went to a Texans game at the beginning of the year, just randomly, and yeah, that I was obsessed with him. That's all I did was watch him. I watched him on the sidelines. I watched him interact with other players. I was like, this guy's loved by everyone. It's Bill Burr. Like, and then yesterday, all of a sudden, somebody was like, anybody notice? Yeah, of course we did.
The internet
What else
keeps
did I
giving.
miss?
Okay, so potential future guest Mike Golick Jr. tweeted yesterday, Saturday, about
Love Junior.
and the newest, I'll call it the newest culinary, in my opinion, abomination, which is Flamin' Hot Cheetos Bloody Marys. Is this genius or psycho?
Whoa. Okay. How do you infuse the Cheeto into
I'm guessing
the
it's like a
Bloody
dust
Mary? Is
situation.
it like the powder?
No,
And
it's
then
the
it's like
dust.
a dust
So
rim.
do
Oh,
you
yeah.
rim the
Mhm.
glass with it or?
That's right.
Okay. I don't hate it. Well, first of all, I love Bloody Marys, and the only Bloody Marys I love are the spicier the better. So it's heading in the right direction. Do I love Flamin' Hot Cheetos? I want to say I do, but I feel like as I get older, my stomach becomes just like a delicate flower, and I don't know if that would be good for me. But I'm shocked that he thinks it's an abomination.
That may have been an
He
editorial
doesn't.
note on my part.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, because I feel like Junior would love that.
His tweet
he's
for
Right?
very
additional
pro.
context that I left out was that this was at an airport, and to me, this also feels like first of all, I don't like Bloody Marys, but secondly, it's like a bad pre-flight move.
Well,
That's
because you
right.
don't know you don't know how your belly's
That's
going to
right.
react. Bloody Mary's great. That's a great, I'm catching a Sunday morning flight out. That's all you can drink, really. But yeah, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. By the way, whoever does PR for Flamin' Hot, they're everywhere. They crushed this whole game. I don't even know that I love them, but I'm assuming I do at this point.
The Flamin' Hot Cheeto dust is becoming more of a topping than the item itself. Like
You put on mashed potatoes.
well, but Flamin' Hot Cheetos, they make a Taco Bell taco with those on them. Like they're branching out.
They're
They're
brilliant.
doing something special. They're doing
Somebody's
what
doing
cheese really should do, which is just brand yourself as a topping and nothing else.
Cheese,
What?
Yeah.
Cheese is just
Yeah.
a topping?
just big
Yeah,
cheese.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about crappy shredded cheese or all? Because all cheeses. Are you serious right now?
Cheese is just
Manchego
something
is
you
just a
should
topping?
melt. Yeah, you should just melt cheese onto the actual thing you're eating. It should not be its own solitary item.
So
of food.
where am I putting the brie? I'm just melting it on
No.
what?
Yeah, I don't know. Figure it out. Melt it onto something.
No, it is the star of that show.
No,
Are
that's
you-
where we disagree.
My God, Gabe. My God.
Eating cheese
You're an
is
abomination.
hideous. That's a disgusting thing to do.
I
like,
can think of
like
at least
moist,
three things that are way
sweaty
grosser.
cheese. I
Well,
mean,
when you
ugh.
say it like that, what are you eating?
Yeah, I don't know what cheese you're eating. I've got 6 cheeses in the fridge right now that crush life. So
Do you eat
at all
them while you
times.
watch F1?
Yeah.
Pull out
And sometimes I forget that I share a home now with another human being. I'm so used to living single for the last 100 years of my life that I would just go in and take the cheese and take a bite like it was an apple and put it back in the fridge. And now there's another human in the house. And I'm just like, I'll take the bite and then I forget and then I have to cut it like a civilized human being. And
Happy
it's just a
evidence.
whole thing. Like, so that part I don't like. Cheese should be eaten like an apple. Next.
All right.
Okay, fine.
I want to show you a video, Beadle.
Okay.
For the podcast listeners out there, what I want is for you, and there's a reason for this. I would like you to try to just play this for us because there's some twists and turns.
Okay.
I don't think you saw it. That's the point of this segment. And I'd like you to describe in real time what you think is happening. There is a payoff.
Okay, you ready? So here we go. I'm going to watch it on my phone if I even can.
Mhm.
But I'm scared.
Just
What if
walk
I
us
say
through what
something
you
wrong?
think you're watching.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Previous page is sending you to great.
Don't worry. Most of this we're going to edit
Oh.
out. This is already weird
Correct.
audio.
Okay.
So now that it's all of us talking about eventually playing video, this will have been edited out. And all right, Beadle, take us through it.
Okay. It's playing. All right. We've got a softball game with a
Well, there's music
Oh.
playing.
Okay, I'm not sure. I thought she was going to go for the bunt. She's pretending like she just got hit in the knee. She went down hard. Catcher's checking in. Ump's checking in. He's calling in some help. I'm not 100% sure why she's on the ground. Did not look like anything had happened to her. Some lady's coming out. A teammate. Very slowly. A woman in a cardigan is also running out for no reason. Is this is somebody getting married? I swear to God, if you... Yuka. So it's these two women who love each other. The batter pretended to be hurt so that her girlfriend would come out onto the field. She's now staying on her knee with a ring, which I wish we could see. The other one's crying. Everyone's hooting and hollering. This is ridiculous. I hate public proposals so much. Now they're kissing and hugging. Everyone's happy. Look, I'm happy for the love part. Obviously, we all want companionship. But this public crap, stop.
That's not at all the
Me
reaction
neither.
I expected.
Like, also, like her acting was a little off, but we can work on that because it was like the ball never came near her, and she went like she got hit by a sniper. Oh wait, what was I supposed to? Was I supposed to love it?
I
took a
didn't
gamble
think
here.
you'd focus on the public proposal part. I just
Yes.
thought that to me was like, oh, great. This is a beautiful moment. And women, by the way, are better at proposing than men.
No, well, that goes. I mean, I assume we're better at everything. So yeah, that goes without saying. I am not a fan of public proposals because theoretically, I believe the proposal is between the two humans involved. So I've always felt very uncomfortable when you drag others into it because, like, who's it for then? It's like weddings are like that too. Like weddings aren't for the couple; it's for everybody else.
That's right.
That's why I think eloping is really the only way to go. I don't know how we got here, but
Okay,
we're here.
quick detour. I also hate public proposals, specifically like stadium sporting event public proposals, nightmare.
Oh,
but being
kill
petty,
me.
I do love a public sporting event breakup. Have you seen those?
Well, yes, that's the
Amazing.
best.
It's
but are they
over,
real?
Amanda.
Because sometimes
I
I'm
need
like,
to believe
is
in
this
something,
real?
Michelle.
Yeah.
Give that to me.
You know what? I'll give you that. We all need romance.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? And this might also be the an edit point for someone, like to just remove this
for
whole
someone.
conversation I'm about to bring up. As the guy on the panel here, you like the public breakup, but you're imagining that it's a woman dumping a man.
Well,
Is
it
there any scenario where a dude gets to do that to a woman in public?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You think
I'm equal
you think it's
opportunity,
not going
petty
great,
public
and I
breakup.
can bring my girlfriend to a
Yes.
in front of 40,000. I can embarrass this woman. I can
Why
do
not?
that.
You know why I think it's okay? Because I'm not going to assume what she did wasn't horrific. For all I know, she's been sleeping with 6 of your friends this entire
No
time.
less than 6.
And you're like, I'm going to do this. Right, at least 6. If not more.
If it was 5,
and so,
I'd
yeah.
have been fine. I would
Yeah, I'm
have
not
done
going
it
to judge
privately.
that. I'm going to assume she's the worst person
I don't
in the
think
world
you
if somebody's doing that
publicly
to her. That's what I'm
scoreboard
assuming.
break up with someone if it was like a cordial, hey, it was fine.
Right? Oh, yeah. No, there's no coming back from that.
How many, okay, go back to your version. The girl is dumping the guy. How many of her friends did he sleep with to get that job?
All of them, none of them.
Every
Doesn't
single
matter.
one.
Still funny.
And if he didn't, he's tried. By the way, it doesn't even matter if he did or not. It's that he's trying to. That's the issue.
We moved on to the men are trash part of the show.
We're just.
This is really what the podcast was about the whole time, anyways.
He once thought about it, and therefore.
Thought crime.
Fair enough. Wait, did I miss anything else before we take a break or no?
Only other thing I think is worth putting on your radar, just very quickly. The guys at Pardon My Take, who we like.
Shout out.
Had a great job with the journalism here. They really pressed
With a
Mario
big J?
Lopez. Yeah,
Italicized
Big J.
Oof, all right.
Pressed Mario Lopez.
Ooh, he's a tough cookie to crack.
Yeah, they got into it with him. They said, listen, Mario, we noticed, we watched a lot of tape, and you are always wearing your football jersey, but you wear two different numbers. I believe it was a 6 and a 73. So, Mario, which is it? What position did AC Slater play on a football field that he wore 6 and 73? And they went around and around, and eventually Mario said, I think he played safety. Are you buying AC Slater was a safety?
I thought he was a receiver.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
a quarterback.
Flashy position.
Yeah.
For sure.
Of course he was flashy. He rocked the Z Cavaricis with the peg leg. He was always like, shining the dimples. The wearing of the jersey all the time was a little odd, but that's just a very Hollywood thing. They don't understand sports. But not safety. There's no chance in hell that AC Slater played safety. No chance. Do you think, and I don't mean to be funny here, do you think Mario Lopez knows what a safety is?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
Okay, I'm going to defend Mario here. Big sports fan. More
Boxing.
of a combat sports guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, he likes like the boxing and the
I think he's
whatnots.
aware of the
I've never seen him
position,
at a
but I don't
football
know
game.
that he's like breaking down film. Right?
That's fair. Wait, Paige being Switzerland again is lame. All right, let's take a break so we can mock Paige behind the scenes for never taking a stand on anything important. And when we come back, we'll wrap things up. We're back.
We're back.
Are we back? We are back. Did I miss
better.
anything? Like, I feel like, so I missed the Mario Lopez thing for sure. What else? Did I miss anything
We'll
else?
just do one last one. We talked about UFC earlier,
City.
and I thought we
Which was fun to watch.
I thought we should
It was a
mention
good card.
the Amanda Nunes loss, which is pretty big. So I just want to know, do we love an underdog?
The greatest upset in sports
do we love
history?
an underdog on this show?
Yeah, we're always going to love an underdog. I love an underdog, right? I love a real underdog, though, not big dogs that pretend to be underdogs when it's convenient for their motivational practices. Like, yeah, that's not an underdog. But this was a good one. Like, Nunes is obviously the favorite, and it was a good fight to watch. The whole card was like interesting because nothing went really the distance, but it was all very action-packed and fun to watch. Yeah, I do love an underdog. It's what makes sports great, and it's what keeps us coming back for more. I think that's the biggest part about it, because now we're all going to be like, oh, what's Pena doing? Now who's she going to fight? And it makes stars out of people that we didn't know about 20 minutes ago. So yeah, I always root for real underdogs, the real ones, not Tom Brady pretending he's
Not
an underdog.
Alabama football.
Or Alabama pretending that they're an underdog. Those aren't underdogs. Yeah, we love them, right? Gabe, you're an underdog in life, so I feel like you probably do.
That doesn't feel like a necessary slight. I mean, I've been
Is it
a
wrong?
good sport all day long here. And I was distracted for a minute there, Beadle, as you tried to get petty and throw shade at me, because late breaking news.
What?
Yeah, very germane to the topics today. We have video of a SantaCon public proposal gone wrong. He got Connor Royd out in public in front of 10,000 drunk Santas. She said, "Nah, I'm good, thanks." And that's a lesson to all the guys out there. Be very sure you're getting the answer
Yes!
you want if you do this in public.
That's the thing, too, is like, don't you know what the answer is going to be by the time you propose to a human being? Have you not discussed it? I don't think it's something you just spring on someone. Like, P.S., you want to get... Like, no, you've talked about this at least a couple times. Right?
Yeah.
Gabe, you're married. Did you talk about it before you proposed?
It had come up quite a few times, yes. It was... All I got was maybe a surprise in the moment. There was no question that it was coming. And yeah, I think you have to have a little bit more prep work than, let's say, in the "What else did I miss" segment of this show. Like, you need to be pretty certain it's going to a good place and not, like, taking you down some weird rabbit hole.
And is there coming back, by the way? Is there coming back from being publicly rejected? Even though she loves you and she loves being your girlfriend, she just doesn't want to marry you. Do you survive that as a couple? Or is that it? You've ruined it by proposing without knowing the answer first.
I would say you should know. The read should be, she loves me, we're cool together. The proposal's more than she's looking for. I should just be happy the way that we are. And
right.
If you don't know that, then you don't actually have a great read on the whole scenario.
Wow.
That's some deep analysis.
Dr. Phil, ladies and gentlemen. Look at us. Let's go out there and love hard today.
You're welcome.
Let's go. Oh, wait, I got to do this thing that I never remember to do now that I'm all inspired by your love talks.
What, tell people to listen to the show?
Yes, listen to the show. But hold on. Rate, review, and subscribe. Those are the RRs and S's of the whole thing. And on Wednesday, we're going to have our old friends, our old buddies, Trey and Stink, Trey Wingo, Mark Schlereth. I'm shocked they're going to have time for us, seeing as they're crushing the world, and Trey just owns Vegas now. But they're going to squeeze us in, and we're going to have some chats. It's going to be good. We'll see you guys Wednesday.